Hello and welcome to Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jay, and there's not really a purpose to this video. If you have seen EA's new announcement about Star Wars Squadrons, I just want to talk about that a little bit with no real purpose. So make of that as you will. For those of you who don't know, EA they announced they showed a trailer a couple of days ago, and then last night they actually showed some gameplay, although it was more of an extended trailer rather than gameplay. And for me personally, it looks really interesting. It's like if a Moba, like a League of Legends or Dota or something, met XWing. And we sort of know that because the developers of the game pretty much have come out and said so, which I find interesting. So the developers, the people who are making this game, sorry for the skewishness, actually said, I think from a conceptual standpoint, the Star Wars X-Wing miniature game, although I doubt they phrased it like that, is an absolute inspiration to us. So it's interesting. This whole thing is interesting, is that what I would have deemed a relatively niche miniatures game, even though, I know, what was that comic strip that did like a comic on it and stuff like that? I know it's popular-ish for a miniatures game, but still, in comparison to like video games, it's quite niche. Has inspired this game, and I find that intriguing. I don't know, I just find it very interesting. So my main question is, are you personally going to be interested in this game? Because when we first started this channel, I did quite a bit of X-Wing. One thing I didn't necessarily find that interesting, that fun about X-Wing was I felt like if I stopped playing it, my competitiveness really fell off. I just couldn't get back into it. It felt like it felt like not just a hobby, like a lifestyle. You just had to be on it and playing competitively, and that was all you could pretty much do, and it was a bit too much for me. Video games don't really feel like that, even though MOBAs I think probably lean more towards that. But yeah, so this is going to be a 5v5 dogfighting game where you'll have different ships in your team, and you're obviously just playing one of your team, and then there's attack and defense and stuff like that. So there's going to be bombers to try and deploy up cruiser class spaceships and stuff like that. And for me, apparently you can use a joystick, which I don't currently own, but I might buy one. This looks really, really good. Now I think there are some slower paced games like Elite Dangerous, but I'm not really sure how many competitive space dogfighting games there are. But yeah, there's just something about this one that really triggers something in my head where I'm like, this looks good. This looks really good. And they're talking about how there's not going to be any DLC. Well, they don't say no DLC, but they're saying basically no microtransactions. You buy it and you get everything. And I'm not somebody who really, really likes Star Wars. I know a lot of people are like, well, why are you even playing a Star Wars game if you don't really like Star Wars? But still, I do think the aesthetic of Star Wars is great. That much I think is undeniable. I think for most people it's got a really good look. I do think the new films have perhaps been a little bit weak, but that's neither here nor there. Whereas for this, I don't know, there's something about it which is getting me interested. The fact that they've now mentioned X-Wing as an inspiration just really interests me. That's all it really is. And I think I will play it. And I'm not sure I'll stream it or even talk about it too much other than this. I'm not sure if Legion could take anything from this. I doubt that's the case. It's just interesting to see that coming together of the tabletop game with the video game. I think that sounds interesting. That looks interesting. And I wonder your thoughts, because a lot of you guys, from what I can make out, really, really like Star Wars. It's funny that, isn't it? It's like Star Wars is reasonably popular, I've heard. And obviously I know a lot of people don't like the new films, and we'll not talk about them too much, but I can imagine that the people who really like Star Wars and play video games, like a lot of us, I imagine, will be really into this. Now, I tend not to play or talk about video games too much because really one reason I'm in this hobby is to try and get away from my computer, which I'm failing at miserably. But I can imagine a lot of you guys being interested in this. So I just thought I'd check in, see how you guys felt about this. I'm very, very unlikely I will ever play it on stream or anything like that. And saying that, I could stream and we could have a game of it when it comes out. Not 100% sure when it does come out. Shall we skip to the end? Does it have a release date? Does it have a release date? Launching, I was going to say 10th of February, then I realised that you Americans are weird. and can't date things properly. But, you know, that is what it is, isn't it? Like, you need to come up with a better... Oh, I'm trying to change scene there, and I've inadvertently popped it out. Oh, I broke OBS. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, that's it. Just let me know your thoughts on the game. I'm interested. I'll probably give it a bash. October this year. We'll see. Goodbye.